Today we live in a society which is consumed by the fact of what their societal impacts will be even in the workforce. In the business world of today, consumers are concerned with more than just an effective product. Our society revolves around complex global challenges, and as a result, our society is more sensitive to social issues than ever before. Ethics, or a lack thereof, is a major issue across the spectrum of our society, challenging our institutions in business, government, politics, and even sports. And at the center of these complex organizations are people that assume the role of supervisors, managers, and even CEOs at the top of their position. The most important and reoccurring theme that I've noticed after analyzing quality leadership is the presence of strong ethics, self-determination, reflexivity, high awareness of their environment, and a deep understanding of what is expected of them. By implementing their own personal values and goals into their working environment, it creates an organizational culture in which employees are influenced by the notion of leadership by example, with results revealing that individuals with self-enhancement values are more destructive than individuals with self-transcendence values, with core values of power and universalism being the most influential. So, when a leader creates an organizational culture based off of personal gain and self-enhancement, their only real true purpose is for their own personal gain. They're not concerned with how their employees feel every day at their work, or are they producing quality work, or do they feel as though the work is even meaningful. These types of leaders are only concerned with one thing: how can I move up and as quick as possible, and at the harm of their own personal organization in which they run. But even though not all leaders possess great qualities and strong ethics, destructive behaviors can be minimized through reevaluation of leadership and determining what qualities can be corrected in order to produce better results for an organization and its employees. So, let's say you have a leader, and on the surface it appears as though they get the job done. You know, they're producing fairly good results, and just from a business-only standpoint, you know, things seem to be going well. But if you do a little digging and go deeper internally and maybe ask some other employees of this leader, you know, how's their leadership style? Do they take into consideration your concerns? And if employees are saying, you know, in fact, no, it seems as though this person is really only in it for themselves, then that's very destructive to an organization as a whole. Because in today's organizational culture, I think it's critical that people are given the equal opportunity regardless of race, gender, or even their religious background. You know, employees need to feel as though they're being empowered, and they need to feel as though their work matters, not just showing up every day and doing mindless tasks. Because today's environment is specialized, and you know, people have many different talents, and they need to be utilized in a proper way. And that's where quality leadership comes into play. A leader cannot simply just be about themselves. It's important to have charismatic leaders who implement policies that invoke other employees to, you know, work hard and want to work hard for you. Otherwise, they're going to produce subpar work, and as a whole, you're going to harm the organization. So, just to recap, what's central in strong leadership is strong ethics, reflexivity, an awareness of their surroundings. You know, what organizational culture have they been brought into? You know, what do shareholders expect of them? And that's where I think quarterly evaluations are critical, because if a leader is not able to complete his task properly, then the business can sink, and that's a big problem for shareholders. So in addition to leaders possessing strong ethics and good qualities, they need to be aware of shareholders' needs when they're making business decisions, because the shareholders are the people who fund your business. You know, they give you the funds and the means to produce products, which then to reach people and change lives. So to sum it up, I think that quality leadership is absolutely necessary in every organization today, because we live in a society which is very concerned with the impact which our business is making. You know, just because you make a great product doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to buy it if they feel as though your practices are unethical. So in order to combat that, you need to hire leaders in who, after evaluating personally as shareholders and as a board, you need to know that their ethics are strong, they're honest, they care about creating a fair environment that's equal for everyone, and they don't discriminate against people, because that can only cause unrest, and that can create social problems for your business as a whole, which in turn is going to lead to returns going down, and that's not what you want. So thank you for your time, and have a great day.